So you've turned up at college and all your worst fears have materialised because your roommate's got blue hair.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, and someone dies too.
Oh.
Also known as the initiation, this is dying to belong. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
This is Lisa and she's the main character, played by Hilary Swank, and today is her first day at college. Her mum went to the same college many years ago and she was in a sorority called Pi Gamma Beta. She wants Lisa to be a Pi Gamma Beta too, because it was the best thing ever in her life.
You have no idea how much fun I had when I was a Pi Gamma.
Sounds brilliant. What could possibly go wrong? Lisa goes up to her room and sees her roommate. Clearly this is a bit weird, dancing around in your room like this on your first day, but something tells me she's desperate for attention.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Everybody calls me Blue.
To your face they might. Blue's like, I've taken the bed on the right, is that okay? Lisa's like, yeah. Then Blue goes back to her weird dancing. Later, Lisa's lining up for registration and there's a really long wait in line. This little munchkin is Shelby. It's her first day too and she ends up waiting in line next to Lisa. They immediately become best friends and Shelby starts complaining about how badly her day's gone so far.
I bet your roommate doesn't have blue hair. You're kidding. I'm totally serious.
Now, my main issue with Blue as a roommate would have to be the weird dancing to awful music.
Yep.
But I suppose her hair's shit too. Anyway, Lisa offers Shelby half of her sandwich and she takes it without knowing what's in it, which I think is a bit weird, but whatever. At least she doesn't have blue hair.
True.
Within seconds of meeting, they decide they should be roommates and they ask Blue to switch with Shelby. So Blue grabs her skateboard and ghetto blaster and leaves. Yeah. Lisa puts up her mum's Pi Gamma Beta sorority pin and Shelby's like, are you going to pledge? Lisa's like, I'm thinking about it, but my main concern is getting on the school paper. Shelby is desperate to be a Pi Gamma Beta. It's all she thinks about. The next day, Lisa goes to see the editor of the school paper. He doesn't need any extra help, but Lisa is so desperate, he just takes her on to shut her up. Oh look, it's Zack from Saved by the Bell. In this, his name's Steven Tyler. He and Lisa initially dislike each other. I wonder how long it'll be until they bang. Tonight, Shelby and Lisa are going to a party at Pi Gamma Beta. Shelby's like, I'm never going to get into Pi Gamma Beta. I'm a munchkin and look at the fucking size of my forehead.
Wow, that's big.
Lisa's like, don't worry, you'll get in. Because Lisa's mum was one, the Pi Gammas are really keen for Lisa to join, but nobody's really interested in Shelby. After a pointless clip of a 40-year-old man on a skateboard, we cut to Lisa and Steven walking to class together. He's like, did you know one of the Pi Gamma Beta pledges disappeared last year? She's like, no. Anyway, if you're planning to watch this whole film, I hope you like the song Damn I Wish I Was Your Lover by Sophie B. Hawkins, because they play it pretty much every time Lisa and Steven are together.
Really?
Yes.
I'm following you?
As I've had to watch this film 3 times, that song now makes me physically sick. Anyway, tonight Lisa and Shelby are off to a bonfire party with the Pi Gammas. Lisa gets challenged by this girl Terry to a game of walk up this hill and back down again with the aid of a rope, and Lisa wins. Yeah. Terry has an irrational hatred of Lisa. If you're thinking, ooh, I wonder what that's about, stop wondering because it's never explained.
Oh, I see.
The next day, Shelby is crying in her bed saying everyone hates me.
Nobody hates you.
I do. She's like, what if you get in and I don't? Lisa's like, well, I won't join if you don't get in. And Shelby's like, oh, that's all right then, night. That evening, Lisa is out with Steven to get some ice cream. And we know what that means. Ugh. The next day, they bump into each other in the library. Yup, there it is again. That night, the Pi Gamma Betas are voting on who's getting in. At this point, we're supposed to think, I wonder who's getting in or whatever. But they both get in and everyone's happy. Yeah. So now they're in, they have to sign their names in blood and do dares like chewing what they think is broken glass and jumping into the dean's yard. This is called hazing and it's banned by the college. Lisa's been so distracted by all this sorority business that her newspaper work has started to slip. So she's been kicked off the school paper.
Oh no!
I'm not sure how much time is supposed to have passed here, but last time we saw Steven, everything was fine. Now he's livid because she's balls deep in Pi Gamma Beta stuff.
I've been trying to call you for the past 2 days.
I told you this was gonna be a crazy week.
Oh, so it's only been a few days then. Calm down, Steven. Later she goes to apologise to him, but he's being a dick, so she fucks off. That night, it's humiliate the pledges time. They all have to get onto the table in bikinis and let the other girls circle the parts of their body that need improvement.
This is so humiliating.
It is.
Lisa refuses to do this, but after the other pledges have taken their turn and cried, the sorority sisters take Shelby up this tower because they want her to hang this banner. She's like, I can't, I'm scared of heights. But this girl Drea, who's the leader, says, Shelby, if you do this, you'll win the Sisterhood Award. That means you'll be the best pledge. Down on the ground, Terry is bollocking Lisa for not taking her turn on the table. Lisa's getting just a bit fed up with this pledging nonsense. She's lost her job at the paper, which was unpaid. She's lost her boyfriend, who she'd been with for a week. And now... Even though Shelby's funeral is in her hometown, the only people under 30 are Lisa and the rest of the Pi Gammas. Where are her friends from home? At least get some non-speaking extras. Anyway, Lisa starts talking to Shelby's parents, but Drea's like, come on, Lisa, we have to go. In the car on the way back, Drea's like, the important thing now is the house. We can't let it get out, the hazing has been going on. Lisa asked if any of them knew Shelby was afraid of heights.
Seems strange that she'd be on top of that building all alone, doesn't it?
The dean is now making an announcement about Shelby's death to the press, but the only person to ask a question is Stephen from the school paper.
Is there any possibility that this death is a result of hazing?
Hazing is strictly forbidden by the university. Our record is spotless in this area.
Because these incidents keep getting swept under the carpet. I'm referring to a pledge that nearly died last year.
Do you have a name?
No, I just heard rumors from several sources.
What?
Worst news reporter ever, appalling even by school paper standards.
Yep.
The next day, all the girls are getting questioned by the dean about what happened the night of Shelby's death. They're all like, stick to the story, Lisa. The dean can't find out about the hazing. The others have told the dean that Shelby was drunk.
I don't really remember her drinking anything.
The dean doesn't want to hear about any hazing, so she's like, okay, Lisa, bye.
You don't want to know what really happened, do you?
We do know.
With no evidence whatsoever, Stephen has written an article in the school paper claiming Shelby died as a result of hazing. Lisa is angry with Stephen about this, so there'll be no Sophie B. Hawkins tonight.
Good.
As a result of this article, some guys are smashing up Stephen's car, and when he comes out to stop them, they kick his head in. He goes to the police, but Sergeant Sands couldn't give less of a fuck. That is until Lisa walks in and he asks her why there were coloured markings on Shelby's body. She won't tell, because that would let the hazing secret out. She's like, look, she was drunk and she fell. But Sergeant Sands tells her that the lab tests are back and they show she hadn't been drinking at all. So Lisa knows Drea and the others have been lying to her. She starts asking questions at the house, but they're all like, stop asking questions, Lisa. So she walks out and quits. She goes to see Stephen and tells him she thinks she's right about this hazing business, and then they bang.
I wish I was your lover.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm honestly not adding this in, by the way. It's always playing. The next morning, they go back to Sergeant Sands and tell him everything they know. He goes round to the sorority house to question them, but they're not saying a word. Lisa sees Paige, another of this year's pledges, as a weak link, so she tries to sneak into this party to speak to her. She gets seen and is asked to leave. When she gets back to her dorm, the police are waiting and asked to search her car. And oh look, someone's planted weed on her back seat. So Lisa gets arrested. Her mum comes to get her in the morning and she's like, Lisa, just stop making up stories about Pi Gamma Beta. Shelby's dead and it's nobody's fault.
Something happened up on that roof.
Lisa goes back to the house and she's like, right, who planted the drugs in my car and what happened on the roof? Drea's like, Lisa, just drop it. It's for your own good. Lisa's like, what are you talking about? Drea's like, what do you think she was doing on the roof?
She was trying to prove she was just as good as you, Lisa.
Lisa's like, yeah, whatever, and leaves. Stephen has managed to track down the pledge who disappeared last year, and they're on their way to see her. This is Anne-Marie. Last year, she pledged Pi Gamma Beta, and the hazing almost killed her, but the school paid her to shut up about it.
That doesn't look good.
I'm not going to go into how Anne-Marie almost died, because it doesn't make any sense, and it's crap.
Thank you.
Stephen takes this information to the editor of the school paper, and he's like, no, sorry, not printing this. Oh, and you're fired, bye. When Lisa and Stephen are out that evening, a van pulls up. A gang jumps out, beat up Stephen and kidnap Lisa. They drive her miles away and dump her in the snow. But luckily, the very moment she wakes up the next day, Stephen just happens to be driving past beeping his horn.
Of course.
When he gets her back to the police station, her mum's waiting for her. She's like, sorry I didn't believe you, Lisa, but I do now.
Okay.
Lisa calls Paige and tells her to pass a message to the Pi Gammas.
Lisa called. She wanted you to meet her at the clock tower. She's bringing Anne-Marie Johnson along.
When they get there, Anne-Marie's not there, but Lisa has a recording of her naming this girl Kim as the one who nearly killed her. Lisa just wants to know what happened to Shelby.
I didn't do anything. It was her.
Then we see what really happened that night.
Do it.
Right.
Right, so nothing then. Brilliant. That's the extent of her guilt, is it? So Drea and Kim admit to the hazing, and the dean's announcing this at the next press conference, where Stephen, who I assume has been reinstated by the school paper, is again the only one asking questions.
What do you plan to do about it?
This is a situation that we intend to rectify.
Pi Gamma Beta has now been closed down.
Why?
That's absurd.
On a separate note, if someone told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it?
No.
Exactly.
So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.